Well, Michelle, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
We have Michelle Meade with Guardian Pest Management. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, cool. Why don't you give us like the 60-second elevator pitch for what you guys do?
Absolutely. Well, we started this business back in the year 2000, just the two of us. We are not a franchise. Started it with 0 clients and a little baby who was 9 months old, who's 24 now, and just decided that we wanted autonomy. We wanted to do our own thing. We were tired of making money for the big companies and started on our own. And here we are 20
What were you guys
later.
doing before that even brought pest control as an idea?
Sean was actually managing all of Colorado for one of the large companies,
Okay,
and I
so-
was a corporate trainer, and then stepped down from that to raise our kids. And he was doing fabulous with those companies. Another company kind of lured him away and wined and dined him and said, "We want you at our company." So he went over there. Same story, too much travel. And I said, I didn't sign up to be a single mom. And he just came home and said, "Hey, why don't we do this on our own?" And I said, why not? I think I would not do that now at my age, but at 30 and stupid with a kid was like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So we jumped in and did it.
Wow.
No
So
plan B.
You were 30 when you started?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, that's hard. I was about 26 when I started my business, so
Yeah.
I know how it goes. No
Yeah.
kids though. I can't imagine starting a business with a kid.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So tell us about the services that you guys provide. What all do you cover?
Yeah, for sure. We do residential and commercial, large and small. He knows we just got Cherry Creek School District yesterday.
Wow.
So we do Douglas County Schools. We do now Cherry Creek School
Okay.
District.
Is that one of the bigger contracts you guys have gotten?
That's the biggest contract we've
Biggest
ever
ever.
gotten.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is it for a year?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah. So now we're able to hire a general manager and that kind of thing.
Oh,
But we
that's
do
so nice.
residential, commercial. We do basically we say we do everything except live trapping. So if someone calls with rabbits or coyotes, I have relationships set up with trappers and they go ahead and take care of that for me. But we do no live trapping. So it's insects, rodents, mice,
Gotcha.
wasps, all that kind of fun stuff.
Okay. So wasp, you don't consider live trapping
No.
because you're not trapping them.
Oh, no.
Okay.
And we don't touch our bees. We do not touch the pollinators. That's important.
When you say you don't touch them, you mean you won't?
We will
you
not
won't
treat
kill
bees. Yeah, if someone
bees.
asks us, if they call us out and say, I have bees, you need to kill them, we do not kill bees.
Okay. What do you guys do? Refer them to a bee removal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I have bee removal people. Yep.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's great. Yeah, we need pollinators.
Yes,
so.
we need our pollinators.
But
yeah.
wasp and hornets, they're pollinators too.
They are, but they're not sufficient pollinators.
Okay.
So yeah, so there's a
That's the
difference.
distinction.
Yeah, and people are very, very allergic. I mean, they can get very deathly ill from a wasp sting.
Yeah.
And right now, we're not at the last meeting, but Africanized bees are now here too. So we will take care of those because they are very dangerous and they will
invasive species?
Yeah, and
What's the difference?
they are very aggressive. So they will continue to sting you. They'll chase you. Sean actually had a job. Greenwood Village seems to be where they're popping up first, and literally chased him for 30, 40 yards, and he had to walk through a sprinkler to get them to stop. He had his bee suit on, but
Sure.
to stop attacking him. So
Wow.
yeah, those are aggressive.
aggressive.
Those are a little bit different. So
Oh, that's kind of scary.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, because I have little kids.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
don't-
Well, we had them in Arizona forever, so
So they've been
they're
in
called
the
the
States
killer
for a while.
bees. Yeah, they're called killer bees because they do kill you. I mean, they'll just keep stinging. So now they're here in Colorado.
Fun.
So some job security just
Yeah.
came in. So
Job security. That's one way to look at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. What is the number one? What do you guys get calls about mostly? What's the biggest service you guys do?
I would say it's seasonal. So when we start heading into fall here, we're going to start getting a lot of mice calls. We're actually starting to get them now because of all the moisture we've had this year. During the summer, it's the ants, the wasps, the spiders, so it's kind of seasonal. We get everything all year round, but there's really hot pockets, when the mice start moving into garages and moving into homes when it's cold outside and chewing their way in and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of seasonal. So I wouldn't say across the board, it's spiders. It's really seasonal for us.
Gotcha.
Things
And
coming
how
out.
big is your team? How many people are you guys?
We have
employ?
3 full-time technicians.
Okay.
We just hired a general manager yesterday.
Nice.
So now we have a general manager that's going to oversee the schools and that kind of thing. And then a part-time admin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
great.
It
Good for
is.
you guys.
Yeah.
I noticed, I read through some of y'all's reviews. You have great reviews on Google.
Yeah.
What do you attest to that? What?
several things. We do not do contracts, which is huge. We were told 23 years ago when we started our business, that's going to kill you, not having contracts. You have to have contracts. We've never done it.
What do you mean by no contracts?
We don't make you sign up with us for a year
I
or
see.
2 years, or like the door knockers, I think, are signing people up now 2 and 3 years. They lock you into a contract.
Okay.
We've never done that. And we've had clients with us for 23 years now. So
Gotcha.
that makes us extremely different. And the way we allow our technicians to serve a client is completely different. A lot of the pest control companies give their technicians one product, throw them out and say, exterior only, just go, do your best. And we don't. They have a variety of products that they can use. They use the best product for whatever the pest is.
Okay.
We give them that freedom to be able to actually treat and actually do a good job. And we also communicate constantly with our clients.
Why
which
would
is
your
different.
competitors only offer one
I have
solution?
no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea why they do that, because it's not efficient. Customers aren't happy.
Yeah.
Because a wasp job is going to be completely different from an ant job, from
Yeah.
a spider job.
I don't even know
yeah,
how
it's-
you would do that.
Yeah, we're not sure, but our guys who work for us have attested to that they love that they have a variety of things that they can do. They're not
Right.
locked into just one product.
Right.
They
Different
can really help
problems,
them.
need different solutions.
Correct.
Right?
And every single house is so completely different.
Sure.
Everyone's situation is unique. So we're able
I'm sure
to
even
adjust
different
to
like
that.
species of mice or ants take different products.
Right.
Even.
Yeah. When people say, oh, I have spiders. Oh, okay, great. I also have ants. Oh, okay. I need to make a note of that because that's a
That's
different
different.
product that the guy needs to use.
Yeah,
So
we treat it differently. We do
treat it
I
differently.
also noticed you guys do a 2-week follow-up on everything.
We do, just on initials. So we'll come out. If we've never been to your house before, we will do an initial appointment. This is another thing people said would kill our business, and it's actually built our business like crazy. In 2 weeks, we come back at no charge. After that initial appointment, it's not really a full retreat, but it's checking on you. Are you seeing live activity yet? Are you seeing wasps still flying around? Do you still see some ants in your kitchen? And we take it from there. And they're shocked. So many customers are shocked when we actually show up for the follow-up. So
I love that. I think following up with, especially in a service industry,
yeah,
following up is huge.
It's
We
huge.
got our roof done, and they followed up twice with us, and
Yep.
it was just so reassuring. We had one of their inspectors come out and like walk the roof and just check it. And he found one or
Exactly.
two things. Even he was like, "Hey,
Yep.
we found one or two little issues. I'm gonna have them come back out, fix
Right.
it."
Well, and
And
with,
it was nice peace of mind. I was like, "Wow, you didn't have to do that."
right.
I wasn't expecting that.
Right. And it's not like you service and you leave, you just go. And with mice, we don't necessarily seal up everything on that first visit. On the follow-up, we will.
Mhm.
We'll go in and seal everything up, but that can't always necessarily be done on that first service. We want the mice to exit the property, and then we'll get it all sealed up for the client.
Okay, how do you do that?
And then there's all kinds of things that the
Okay.
guys do. So yeah, they'll use caulking, steel wool. We've got
Oh, you
spray
mean literally
foam.
seal the house
Literally seal the house. We will
Oh,
seal entry
Okay,
points.
I
that
thought
we
it was like
find.
an invisible thing that you guys
No.
put out, like
It's an invisible fence. No.
and
we
put little shock collars on all the mice in the neighborhood,
Exactly.
and just put up electrical
I
fence and
put
just
those
keeps
up.
them out.
Yeah, no, we
they
seal their
learn.
entry points. Yeah, they learn quick. No, we definitely seal up entry points for people. So make sure they don't enter the property again.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know why I thought I thought maybe you sprayed something around the perimeter of the house or
No.
something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that makes sense. That
No,
makes sense.
exclusion work. Yeah.
Okay, so your line of work probably lends itself to some really great stories.
Oh dear. Yes, it does.
Is there any? You have one or two that you can tell that?
Oh man. Probably not too many. People always say they want to hear stories, and then
Yeah.
we start telling them stories, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Stop! We don't want to hear." But I guess most of our stories start with people being very panicked, and they'll even cry when they call my admin and I because they're scared and they found mice or that kind of thing. And so I guess for us, I don't have specific stories, I don't think necessarily, because there's so many. But
Sure.
when you get that call back or that follow up and they're like, oh my gosh, my house is safe again. My kids are safe.
Mhm.
Like, we don't have black widows anymore. We don't have this or that, or, helping the schools and that kind of thing. Making sure we're keeping everyone safe, I guess, is the biggest thing. I'd have to think about a specific story, but yeah, Probably don't want to hear too many
No, that's okay.
because they're kind of gross.
So tell me about the future of Guardian Pest Management then. Are
Mhm,
you guys trying to do more commercial, get more like long-term contracts like with
mhm,
the Cherry Creek School District?
mhm. You know, we are because we're very solid in residential already. It's
Hmm.
probably 80% of our business is all recurring residential.
Okay.
So it is nice to kind of get these big contracts and fill in with those
Do
for
you
sure.
offer residential contracts at all if
Hmm.
someone wants one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What we'll do for residential is we'll do monthly, every other month, quarterly,
Okay.
whatever they want. And they're on our schedule. We take care of it. They don't have to call and schedule us. We notify them 4 days in advance. We're coming. We text when we're on our way. We do all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, people do stay with us. So, even though we say no contracts, we offer recurring service, um, which most customers want.
Yeah.
They want us to continue to come out and keep their home safe and keep barriers up around their house for them. So, but yeah, we would love to continue to add school districts and have my eye on another school district now that we have two of them, and I want to get the other one down here in the south.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we're heading towards those. And we've worked with Cherry Hills Village a lot, and Greenwood Village, the city of Greenwood
Okay.
Village, and yeah, Castle Pines Village.
So you have good relationships with them
Yeah, we
already.
have good relationships with a lot of municipalities. So
Okay.
yeah,
Cool. I bet those are great clients.
they're great
And a lot of
clients.
buildings,
A lot of
a lot of
buildings.
big buildings.
A lot of big buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's not always a lot of people there. I feel like
Yeah.
there's probably something, and maybe you can talk about this, or something about people who, when a building is more occupied, I imagine there's less pests naturally versus a building that is less occupied or even abandoned.
No, abandoned. We get those, and those are overrun with mice and rats,
Yeah.
really bad. With people occupying the building, they also get overrun with mice and rats, especially office buildings. Everybody has food in their desk.
Mm.
They eat at their desk. They'll prop doors open,
Yeah.
so
And when they're loading and unloading, there's
loading,
probably garage
unloading.
doors and things
Yep.
that are.
Yep. And a lot of kitchens, they'll prop their back door open for air in the kitchen, and naturally they're going to
Oh,
have
that reminds me. I
mice.
threw away some food in the garage trash can the other day. I need to go
I hope
into
it's
that.
sealed.
That's
Seal
bad.
it.
Seal what? The garage?
The garbage.
It has a lid on it.
Okay, good.
And it's closed.
Okay, good.
I don't know how well that works. But I imagine
Pretty
they could
good.
eat through the plastic pretty if they were really
Yeah,
if they really
if
wanted
they
it
got into the top, yes, they will eat through the plastic.
to get out. So they won't
To-
eat through the plastic to get in. But
yeah,
they'll
they'll eat through the plastic to get in. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
I've never seen a mouse in our house.
That's
so,
good.
But we've only been here a year. So, and my kids drop a lot of food. So I'm sure
Yeah.
it's inevitable.
I'll take a peek around.
Yeah. I'll have you do a quick inspection. So that's awesome. So tell me a little bit, let's go back a little, and I want to hear about
Mhm,
the evolution of the business
mhm.
and from when you guys started to
Right.
when you started to grow and hire employees. What was the catalyst for that?
Right. Well, actually, we remained the two of us intentionally for about 17 years. We did
Yeah.
not want to hire
Oh wow,
employees.
17 years, just
Mhm,
two of y'all.
mhm.
Were you
Just
doing
the two of
all
us.
was you doing all the
Mhm.
admin and he was out going out and doing the calls?
Yep, he was
For
out
17
for
years.
17 years. He went out and did the calls. I raised the three kids right next to me.
Yeah.
Never went to daycare. They were with me the whole time while we built the business.
Wow.
And by the time we decided to hire people, this is actually interesting. Sean had done over 350,000 services on his own. So we,
That's a big number.
yeah, it was massive once we kind of looked at it. And, we just looked at each other one day and we're like, okay, you know what? We're not getting any younger. And he's like, yeah, I don't really want to be going in attics and crawl spaces anymore. I'm kind of tired
Yeah.
after 350,000 services.
So how old were you guys at that point?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was, so we were probably
Mid-30s?
50.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and then,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
so
don't want to
the-
stop crawling in attics
Yeah.
at some point. I
Yeah. At
imagine.
some point. And the kids were older,
Mhm.
and it was like, okay, you know what? I think it's time. And so, honestly, for us, we prayed over it and we were like, if this is supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. And it happened. Like
So
it
you
just
feel like
started
it was
growing.
more of a lifestyle choice that you didn't
Oh,
grow
yeah.
and expand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We wanted the freedom. Didn't because employees is
Yeah.
babysitting basically.
Sometimes.
It can be babysitting.
Yeah.
And so, no, I mean, we were fine. It bought our house, our toys, our vacations. We were totally fine with it. And then it was like, wow, maybe it's time. We need to grow this thing now that the kids are older.
Mhm.
They don't demand so much attention.
Yep.
And yeah, so that was about 5 years ago. We said, yeah, let's grow this, and has exploded. So healthy growth is about a truck a year. So we're right on track for a truck a year.
Okay.
So like door
A
knockers,
truck represents one technician.
right, in one route.
Okay.
So that's healthy growth. When you have door knockers coming around, that's not healthy growth. They get a whole bunch of people to sign up, and then 50%
Yeah.
go, at least 50% go away. The other ones are locked into a
So you
contract.
guys do not
that they did.
solicit.
We do not door knock.
God bless you.
No, we do not.
God bless you.
No, and it's
It's so
actually
annoying when I get interrupted at work and I need to buy no solicitations.
they
Put it out front.
they
It's
ignore
so
it.
annoying.
They ignore that sign, and it's actually kind of a black mark on our industry, and so we're
Yeah.
working hard to try to fix that.
Yeah.
And we're actually speaking.
I mean, I would be more inclined to do business with someone who it was like, we don't do this. I'd
Right.
be like, hired, because
Right.
it's such an annoyance.
It is, and unfortunately they're not honest about what services. They're not honest that you're locked into a contract. We've had a couple clients call us and say, "I didn't know they locked me into a contract for a year,"
Yeah.
and it's like, well, you can try to cancel it, but they don't tell you that it's $800 to get out of the contract. And so it's interesting. We are speaking at the Colorado Pest Management Association in November. And that's something we're going to talk about it in some of the businesses. It's only for owners and managers, and we are going to talk about
It's
it in
gonna be
our
a
forum.
hard conversation.
It's going to be a hard conversation, but we're going to bring it up and we're going to talk about it, that it's really a black mark. And a lot of the businesses there do the door knocking. So
Sure.
it's going to be interesting, but it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
It's very, it's even on the news. I don't know if you saw it. It's been on the news this year.
What was the story
it's
on the
pretty
news?
bad. That the people were told, hey, it's this price and that's for the entire year. And they kept asking, this is for the whole year. It's like $179. That's amazing. No, they were signed up for quarterly and charged, $179 or whatever per quarter.
Yeah.
So they weren't honestly told what was going to happen. And unfortunately, what happens with your technicians as well is the salesperson goes out, promises the moon, promises things that can't be done.
Yeah.
And the technician gets there and goes, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Or
And
I can't include that. We'll lose money on, yeah.
Yeah. And so, so it makes it hard for the technicians too. So our technicians love that we do not have contracts because the clients we have want them there.
Yeah.
They're not mad that they're there.
They have a need.
Yeah, they have a need. They know they're coming and they want them there. It's
just the right way of doing business. I feel like that's how it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be that way. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
No,
changed.
that's good to hear that you guys don't do that.
Yeah.
I assumed they all did it. So
No.
it's nice to hear there's businesses, service industries out there, especially those, because we get painters. I had one yesterday or 2 days ago. I was right in the middle of working. I was here by myself and then just banging on the door.
Yeah.
Now I go upstairs and thought it was a package or something,
Right.
I go out there and they just start into their spiel and I literally like, I'm not interested.
Right.
I was working. Please go away.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, but I noticed this. And I was just like, I don't like being rude, but
Right.
I feel like I have to get them to go away.
You do. And you talked about your no soliciting sign. We have 3. And they've come to our door. Our house is marked now, so the salesmen don't come anymore. But one guy passed the 3 signs. I answered the door and I listened to him for 30 minutes tell me everything that was wrong with my house, all the spiders I had, all the voles in my yard, which I don't have, and I just kind of listened to him because I wanted to know what they were saying. And then he said, look at all
Good
the
research.
webs. Yeah. And there were no webs. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then finally I just said to him, I said, you passed 3 no soliciting sign. He goes, oh, those are always the previous homeowners. So that's why we ignore the no soliciting signs because those belong to the previous homeowner. And I said, no, I've been here for a really long time. Those are mine. He goes, well, just kind of kept selling me. And finally I said, I own a pest control company. And he looked at me and he goes, thank you. And just walked away. I was like, but it was interesting listening to their spiel and we'll still stop them. We'll see them coming through our neighborhood and we'll stop and talk to them and see what they're pitching this year. Last year it was termites. They told everyone they had termites. And I forget their pitch this year.
Are they just making stuff up most of the time?
Yeah. Nobody had termites.
They just have a spiel that they've been given and they just go deliver.
We helped so many clients last year that couldn't even be our clients because they were locked into a contract.
Some of them are really good salespeople.
They're
and
persistent.
I'm like, you should be selling something. You should be selling homes,
exactly.
or cars, or like something you can make real money doing.
Well, they make a lot
do they
of money.
make? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
that's why they do it. That's why it exists.
That's why they do it. Yep.
That's why it exists.
Yep.
One other question I noticed, just through talking to you and looking at your website, it looks as though you guys have a lot of really great systems in place. Mm-hmm. Who drives that, and what do you attribute to that? And I'm sure it's been something that you are all constantly perfecting. I'm big on
Oh, yeah.
systems as well,
Yeah.
and I like to have like a really nice workflow in a
Yes.
service industry where you're scheduling things, you're doing follow-up
Yep.
visits, you're tracking your expenses, you're tracking how much chemicals you're using, all that,
Right.
right? So who is in charge of all of that,
Yeah.
and how do you guys manage that?
That's a good question. Sean does the technical side. So he's going to keep track of chemicals, the guys, the gas, he's kind of on the technical side. I'm more on the admin side. So Val and I have processes down for how we talk to a customer, what things we offer. We have price sheets, we have processes literally for everything. The techs know. I show up at a house. I read my notes. I make sure my uniforms looks nice. I go to the door. We literally have a process for everything and system down, because if you don't, even when it was the two of us, we really had our systems down. If you don't have your systems down, you're lost.
Yeah.
You're fledgling and you're not consistent. And I think consistency is huge, especially in a service industry. You're offering prices. You don't want to offer one neighbor one price because you were guessing, and then the neighbor calls and you give them another one, and you don't want to do that.
And then
kind
they
of
talk
thing.
over the fence and like, wait, they charged you more than me?
Or wait, you got to pay less, and that kind of thing. So we're really consistent with all of our processes with that kind of thing, for sure. And I think that's what's allowed us to grow. Once you have those in place, man.
Are you using is there one software that exists that does most of those things for you, or is it you patching it together?
No, there's several softwares that you can use in the pest industry, and we chose ours, and everything is in there. So it's our CRM, it's everything. It's all our scheduling, all our customer information. The techs can see everything in it. We see everything in it. The calendar is in it, where every tech is when they're there. It's all color coded for zip codes, and we know where everybody is. And then we have our drip campaign company, so they stay in contact constantly with our clients afterwards. So if we haven't seen them even in 90 days, they'll get a friendly email, just saying, "Hey, we haven't seen you for 90 days." And if it's been a year, they'll get one just saying, "Hey, it's springtime again. It's probably time for another service," and it's a good opportunity for us to say, "Hey, instead of being so reactive, let's just take care of your house year round." And sometimes they do, mostly they do. Sometimes they don't, which is fine. We do whatever.
Is it cheaper to be proactive?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is definitely. And I often get the question too, well, if I sign up quarterly, can I just skip the one in the winter because we don't have any spiders? We do have spiders in the winter, and it's the worst one to skip, actually, because then in the fall, you're really behind the 8 ball when everything starts hatching out.
Oh gosh.
And then we're really, product is
gave
down.
Me goosebumps.
I know.
You talk about
it's
spiders hatching.
Hatching. Well, and actually spiders don't go away in the winter. They go into what's called diapause, and they actually freeze. And once we have one of those warm days in Colorado, they will basically defrost and they'll start crawling around again. So if your house is unprotected during the winter, you're gonna have issues during the winter and in the spring. So yeah, we recommend keeping it going
like
around.
Frozen zombie spiders.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Diapause.
That's
new
fun.
word.
Awesome. Was there anything else? Are you guys running any specials anyone needs to know about? What's coming up that people are going to see this in a few weeks? What should they be prepared for? What should they be calling you for?
Yeah, in the next few weeks, and it's actually starting now a little bit early, is mice and rats. They're going to start chewing their way into properties
as it cools
inside,
off.
as it cools off.
And they're just looking for a warm.
They're looking for warmth. Yeah, and they can always get under the garage. So that one's tough because they can squeeze down really flat. So it's always important to keep your garage protected for sure. That's where what we are going to start seeing in the next few months, for sure, is the entry of those pests into homes and cars and that kind of fun stuff.
What are some things that people can do to, protect themselves? And obviously, if it doesn't work, they can call you. But
I was going to say, just call Guardian Pest Management 303. No, I mean, just call us. I mean, honestly, it's better to have a professional look, because we're going to have products that are not available to you at Ace and Home Depot and that kind of stuff. So, for example, dealing with the mice. You buy an over-the-counter type product, and I won't say the name because I don't want to get in trouble, but it's not contained. So product can go everywhere. Your pets can get into it. Your kids can get into it. When you're using a professional, it's going to be in tamper-resistant bait boxes. It's going to be staked in there so it can't be shaken out. It's going to be a whole different thing, and there's no secondary effects. So a mouse eats some product and a hawk or a coyote or something gets a hold of that mouse, there's no secondary effects to that animal. I can't speak to the over-the-counter stuff, but When
Okay.
you're using a professional, it's much better. And we know
That's
where they're
interesting.
entering. Yeah, we can find the entry points pretty fast. My guys know where they enter.
Okay.
So yeah, it's best to call a professional and not try to do pest control on your own. It can be very unsafe, actually,
right.
to do it on your own.
You heard it, folks. No DIY pest control.
That's right.
Duly noted. I have no interest in doing my own pest control at all. So maybe spray for ants once. I think that's it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly.
great. Well, yeah. Thank you for. How can people get a hold of you? Where should they look for you? What's the best way?
Yeah, they can call the office. Val and I are always available at 303-346-7087. And you can also go on to myguardianpest.com, and we have a contact page there. A lot of people do that and tell us what their issues are, and we contact them and
Cool.
get out and help.
No contract necessary.
No contract necessary.
They're not going to knock on your door.
We're not
You're
going to
have to
knock
come
on
to
your door.
them. They're not going to come to you.
Come to us. We are happy to help and
Cool.
keep you safe.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
All right.